All right, what is going on, everybody? It is Gis, and it is From Zero, Episode 3. I'm going to jump into this 150. I'm going to let you know how it goes. I am imagining it's going to be just fine, and we're not going to have to worry about a damn thing. See you at the end. Absolutely cooked that Akka, by the way. 250, bro? What the? 30-minute raid on the money. What do we get, though? Nothing. Honestly, that's kind of huge. How much was that? Let's find out. Hold on. We're so rich again, dude. All right, I'm going to go ahead on one more raid. Now, I don't fully recommend you do this just yet, to be honest. I think I would want to get full Eclipse. So that's going to be what we do next. We're going to finish this raid up. We're going to sell whatever we get, and we're going to head to Vorkath until we have full Eclipse and a Fury. And then we can destroy this raid to our heart's content. Alrighty, another one down in 2858 in this setup. Pretty damn good if you ask me. No purple, because why would you ever get a purple in this video game when you're me? I also haven't done this raid very often, but we get... You know? I don't think I can complain. I almost did, but 350k, I can't complain on a 150. And you're probably like, dude, why would you not just go to Vorkath? It doesn't make sense. That's true. But sometimes you just got to play the lottery a little bit. That's all I was doing. You just got to play the lottery a little bit. What I want to do is actually go back to Vorkath, get a full Eclipse set, get a Fury, and then come back here, try our luck again, push the raid level up, get more purple chances, see more purple chests, and see how we can rebuild from there. Okay, we're going to sell off a bunch of stuff that we're not going to need for Vorkath. And oh my god, I did not remember to check that before I went into the raid. I had a singular shot left. Alright, we have 1.9 mil to work with. We're going to go back to a salve. Make sure we don't forget that. And then we probably want to buy our tank armor back. And we're probably good from there. Okay, so the current plan is to get full Eclipse and go back to Tombs of a Masket. And I was going to do that through Vorkath, but why now? If I want the full Eclipse set, would I not run the content that provides me with the potential to get a piece of the Eclipse set? And I know what you're thinking. Gis, we've been down this road before and it did not go well for you. And to that I say... I might be dumb, okay? But I'm good. One more time, okay? Yeah, dude! I just had to fucking scat all over my... Never mind, I'm not gonna finish that statement. Dude, fucking Jesus! That's all I want. It's 72 chests, but you know we have to go... for the back-to-back, so that's what we're going to do real quick. You know what's crazy? I'm more amped for this drop than I was for hitting Avernic Treads at Doom when they were 300 mil. Like this... Which is crazy because I went more dry at Doom than I did here, but dude, I don't know. I wanted to get it for you guys. Like, that was our drop, and I just got it for us, and that feels great. Anyway, I'm going to proceed with my life now. Alright, that makes sense. Let's get up out of here. I don't know how much we're going to need to make, actually. Hold on. Maybe I'll stay for, like, one more item because I am technically still dry. I want to see how much I need for full Eclipse. All right, so we need 5.1 mil. So basically, we just need dual Makas. We need dual Makas and we leave. Or we could go to Vorkath and be boring, but who doesn't love a good casino? I don't know how long I'm going to stay, to be honest. Because if I have to do 72 more for a drop, it's going to be kind of bad. So maybe like 100. Call it 100. Call it a nice round number. See what happens. Last one for this recording session. Can we end it with the dual McQuidle? Okay, what was I expecting, man? Anyway, we have 6.4 mil with the Eclipse pull. I'm going to go sell and see what we have. If we do get full Eclipse, cool. If we don't, we will head to Vorkath to finish it off. I don't think it's worth staying here anymore. Like, we did 84 KC. We got unlucky. It is what it is. We have 204 total Perilous Moons KC. This log is miserable. Like, you will have more items than me. I have 6 items and 200 chests. That's not supposed to happen. I'm supposed to have, like, almost a green log at this point. So, it is what it is. It's fine. No big deal. Let's get out of here. Let's sell everything, and let's run over to Vorkath to finish up getting some full Eclipse Moon armor. All right, so sold most of the stuff from whatever it's called, Perilous Moons. And I think what I'm going to do from here is just go ahead and grab the Vorkath setup again and head over there, which I believe I just used tanked last time as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and do Vorkath from here. So I'm going to use what I've got. I don't think I'm going back to Moons, but I guess I'll leave the Tomatlis in there. So let me go ahead and get geared up after another break that I was on, and let's send some Vorkath. I wanted to mention we changed the Vorkath setup a little bit. Since I did complete a TOA, I did go ahead and give myself the rune pouch, because I figured by the time you're in TOA, you should have a rune pouch, and we were able to complete it, so we could get the divine rune pouch whenever we wanted, since we had the budget to do that. But I also added the nature and fire runes into the rune pouch for moments like this, where I find like Dragon Plate Skirt, the triple rune longsword drop, the triple rune kite shields, Dragon Battle Axe, things like that, so I can actually come back with a little bit more money picking up the blue dragon hides. It's not that much, but depending on how long we do it, it might make a difference. Dude, I forgot the damn salve again. I keep doing that. All right, even with me being a dumbass, 500k, 3-kill trip, but let's get the stupid salve back out. Don't forget this, guys. I don't know why. I don't do Vorkath often enough to remember the salve. That's all that's happening. Let me rebuy my supplies, and we'll get on back out there. 2 mil. We need like, I think we need like 5-ish mil. We just went to the Dragonhide Emporium on that one. 460k. And we keep going. You know the drill. I keep it in the Chaos Runes, but adding another 500k. Adding another 500k. Seems to be the standard at the moment. Only got 3 kills this trip because Vorkath rinsed me for some reason. But look at these Dragon Bolts, dude. Just the quick 1.05 mil Vorkath trip. 15 minutes, by the way. We're very, very close to just being able to buy this full Eclipse set. So let us continue. Got a little elite for the stream. Currently on stream, we are hunting for Master Clues, hunting for the Bloodhound pet. So if you're interested, tune in Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tentatively, sometimes I miss days because I just want to record instead. Sometimes I don't, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're almost 500k C. Another 600k into the bin. I think we're close to being able to afford. Let me do some math. Another one of those trips where Vorkath decided to just only hit 40s on me, but I think this is enough. I think this is enough. And the way I'm going to do this, because I already have an Eclipse set, I don't want to just like, you know, buy it again and then it's there. I'm going to just buy it from here with these prices. So let me undo my platinum. We have the chest, but we need to buy the Atlatl for 246. We need to buy... Let me put that in the inventory. We need to buy the helmet for 900k. Put that in the inventory. And we need to buy the pants for 173. So we have 100k to work with. And I had like a jillion Atlatl darts that I just didn't sell. So I can probably just use these. And I think what I'm going to do from here is we do still have the Trident. So we're going to run another 150 and just absolutely tear it to shreds with the Eclipse. And then see where we are from there. Because the only current issue is supply costs. But you know what we also can do to cover our supply costs that we haven't done in quite some time, but I feel we could probably scale it up, is a little farm run. So a quick chat about the farm run, because we didn't really maintain it a lot in this series, just because it ended up being a little bit awkward for me to maintain it in the series. When I was recording, I would want to be recording PVM or something, and I didn't do this at the beginning or the end of my sessions. But the way that I did farming all the way up to 99 and even beyond that, just to get my account started, was I would do a farm run at the beginning of my session and at the end of my session. So when I logged in and when I logged out of the game, I would go ahead and do a farm run. And that seemed to be a pretty decent way of just maintaining supply costs, because that is a big deal in this game. And had I been doing farm runs on every chance that I got, on every login and logout, then I probably would have like an extra mil by now, at least. So do make sure you are paying attention to farm runs and paying attention to that profit calculator. Like, I think an Avanto run could get you like 250k a run. So if you did that twice a day, 500k, like one when you get in, one when you get out. You get 500k per login, log out per day. You can almost just do that and maintain a bond, man. Like, that's a lot of money that you're missing out on not doing this. I know it's frustrating. I know it's annoying. But at the beginning, at the early game, it's super nice to really just get a foundation started for your account and to maintain it. Birdhouses too. While they're a little bit less profitable, it's still fine to just buy full birdhouses from the Grand Exchange. Go to your birdhouse runs. You'll hit some seeds and you get those guaranteed bird nests. You will profit off of your birdhouses too. So if you want to do the whole 9, you can. If you're not too concerned about it, it's totally fine. You don't have to be that concerned about it. But I want to get a little bit of extra money for our supplies for this TOA run, and I figured, what the heck, let me go get all 5 of these herbs that we had planted really quick and, you know, correct that. And to scale it up as well, since we are raid ready, we're on episode 3 now, I added 2 herb patches, so I will have 7 now. I left all my heavy-ass gear on instead of taking it off, so I'm going to run out of run energy. I didn't put my graceful on. And I'm not using my, you know, my teleports with my ring and my arty cape that I could certainly be using, but again, I'm like assuming you don't have those when I probably could just do it, but here we are. Anyway, I'm adding the Civitas patch and I'm adding the Kandarin patch, so do with that information what you will. There are still 3 more. I think it's Harmony Island, Weiss, and Troll Stronghold, or I think it's all 10. There might be 11. I might be missing one, like a new one in the new area, like Alderan or something, or Auburnvale. I have no idea. But those are the 10 that I know, and those are the 10 that I would use. So the episode after this, I'll scale it up to 10 and just show you guys how completely insane farming is for like just maintaining supply costs and keeping you in the loop of things, keeping your money up. Okay, one of our patches died, and we still walk out of there with an additional 127k to add to our supplies, which is more than enough to get us through a raid happily. And we can also go ahead and repair the Torags to swap that out once again. I'm missing a glory, so I'm gonna go repair these really quick, and then we'll swap back over to that mixed hide that I do still have in the bank, but I'm gonna sell this Torags. I do not believe we will need it again. I guess if we go to Vorkath we could use it, but there's no real reason to go back to Vorkath. And I do want to actually switch it up for us a little bit, because you know, just doing Vorkath over and over gets kind of boring. So I want to see what we can do if we split it up a little bit. So let's go ahead and run these raids. These clips are not going to be that long. I'm just going to, you know, go into the raid, tell you that I've gone into the raid, and then I'm going to leave. That's what I'm going to do. So we have 800k to use on any other supplies that we may need. All right, got some Blood, Fire, and Cosmics, so we can do Thralls. I'm not going to buy Aether Runes for Death Charge because I feel like it's kind of whatever in TOA to have Death Charge. Kind of nice on the Swarms, I guess, in Kefri, but like outside of that, eh. I do still need to grab my darties somewhere. Did I sell those? I sold them. I guess I could just use the Eclipse at Lattle. Like, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. I think I will just do that. It's, like, not a huge deal at all. And we need our Burning Claws, and I think that's kind of it, dude. Like, we are gaming. We are gaming. Hold on, what's our accuracy? -10. I might want a Mage Cape swap. I think I will bring along a little cape. I'm assuming you've done Mage Arena too. I'm going to bring along a little cape, and we have +4 magic, and that's good enough for me. We could bring an occult if we wanted to, which maybe that is worth a shout because of the fact that it helps us kill the melees in Monkey Room. And it's like one of the best magic upgrades you can possibly get. So I think after our first run, we will come back and grab an occult. I think that's going to be a pretty nice upgrade for us. But what I would like to do is get an occult and a fury. So let's see how these raids go. Okay, a decent 30-minuter right there. I don't know if I could move the timer down. I don't think I can. Maybe when I have fury and occult, I'm going to be able to move the timer down. But for now, we're just scaling the raid. There's a 175. So 25 raid level, same time as our 150. So as we scale our gear up, we can also scale the invocations up. And this is a pretty miserable chest, I'm not going to lie. Do I have a value on that? 170k. Like, not great, but we also only used like a brew, 2 restores or something. A brew and 3 restores or something. So like the cost to entry is actually not that bad. You know, we still came out with profit. It only sucks when you don't get, like, you get potato cactus and coconut milk. Like, you get actual nothing. But there we didn't. And I don't know if soul runes give us access to anything we care about. No, they don't. So I think I'll run this back again. We'll do another raid. And I really want to get to the Fury. I think Fury is going to be a big deal, especially while we're using Full Eclipse. I think we're going to go Fury and then Occult. I don't think the Occult is all that useful, but it does make Warden a little bit faster, and it does make Monkey Room a little bit cleaner. So I'll debate it. I might just Forgotten Brew, like pre-Forgotten Brew when I go in the next time to get Monkey Room a little bit better, because those melees not getting one-shot is actually really annoying, and it makes the room a little bit more cluttery, but not that big of a deal. Wanted to take a quick moment and show you the checkpoint. We're almost at that 25 mil mark, so that means that we could pull something out of the hat if we wanted to, being the Tormented Synapse. This is probably our next goal, because once you have one of these things, you can do Doom and you can do Yama, and both of those are incredible money, and Yama is really just not that difficult at all, and I highly recommend you go give him a shot. So that's probably where we will head after we hit this milestone. But I want to get a little creative and see what other moneymakers we can do on our way up to Yama, because I like variety. So maybe we give one of my old friends a shout. All right, we're gonna see how miserably bad this is. I don't know if this is a good idea. This is probably a terrible idea, but I'm hoping it's a good idea in theory, because if I get lucky, you know, if I get lucky... Oh, yeah, I bought the Chally because I could, and it was like 370k or something. I think the only thing that's going to be weird for me is paying attention to everything, and, like, I'm on a completely different setup, so... And since I just yapped, I took a 40 for no reason, but hopefully we can get a melee punish. We'll see, we'll see. But this initial one is going to be a bit of a learning curve for me here, just to test the waters, see if this is a terrible idea or not. I forgot my Book of the Dead, so my thralls aren't even online. Okay, the Scepter and the Chally look very similar, and I don't like that. Not gonna lie. Anyway, I'll come back to you if anything interesting happens. Okay, this shit's unplayable. That was a K5, and it took way too long, so I'm just gonna claim this, and I'm just gonna take my 340k and run. That was really, really bad. The DPS is not good. 2 minutes and 50 seconds for a wave 5 is tragic. But I figured it was worth a try, and it's funny to see if you can get some random KCs and really budget setups. There's one other place that I could try if I wanted to, and that would be Leviathan. But the problem with the Desert Treasure 2 bosses is you sort of have to sit at them for a really long time to even get anywhere in the rebuild. So I'm not going to be too concerned with that. I do have the Chally. The Chally doesn't really have a use anywhere else, but I will leave it in the bank. I did buy it with cash. I just spent 370k on it because I just hovered it. It said 375k. That's what I did. I just put it in there. I'll have to ponder for a second, because I could just go right back to TOA and just keep farming that. But again, we do have to get a little bit lucky if we want to really send the TOA the way we want to. So I think I'm going to have a slightly different plan here. All right. Nice little farm run in the bag for an additional 234k. I'm telling you, farm runs are crazy. I think where I want to go from here is actually back to TOA. I have one more thing I'm going to try, but I don't know if I'm going to stick it. But I'm at least going to see how it feels. So Light Barrier isn't actually going to do anything for us at this boss, but Ring of Shadows is. And I'm curious how this is going to go. I have a feeling that Levy is going to have a little bit too high defense, and it would be better for me to just get a Dragon Crossbow. But I want to see the flexibility of Eclipse while I have it. And if it's just going to be TOA Simulator for now with the Eclipse and some Vorkath with the Stabbies, that's fine by me, but I just want to check various things in the game to see how viable it may be. So I will get back to you at the end of the kill with the time. Okay, mad awkward, the burn procs as you run around, dude. That's, like, not good at all. Why does it do that? Oh well, the more you know. Okay, for what it's worth, it's really good in Enrage. Okay, for what it's worth, it's really good in Enrage. But that was a 3-minute kill. So it's kind of bad outside of it. But in Enrage, it's kind of good. But I'm just going to take my 300k and leave, bro. I'm going to be honest. I'm just taking the Awakener's Orb. I'm just going to leave. Like, that's kind of a spoon. And overall, Levy is kind of bad. So I'm just going to take my 350k and leave. Like, I'm totally fine with going and picking up an Awakener's Orb. Because what this is going to allow me to do is go over to another one of my favorite bosses and see how we fare there now that we also have the Eclipse Atlatl. I'm thinking it's not going to be that good on the high defense mob as well. It's very strange. It's very good in TOA, but that's because TOA has fairly low defense. But I'm going to go ahead and buy another one of these for 11k. I'm just going to assume I had enough in change. I'm just going to take that. I'm going to buy some things real quick. All right, so we are going to go with our initial... Oh. Okay, well, 719 platinum tokens. I need to convert. Convert. 719k. Okay, problem fixed. So I'm buying this one for TOA because I did say I wanted to get this as my next upgrade. It's a huge, massive, cheap upgrade for your magic setup. Make sure you get that as soon as you possibly can. I'm going to withdraw this trident and I'm going to charge it really quick. I need somebody to help me out here. Am I cooked? Okay. On the left, we have the Eclipse Atlatl setup. On the right, we have the mage setup that I was going to bring in. I just have like my regular pots, okay? The defense is not reduced. There's nothing happening. I just have like a regular... On the ranged phase, the Atlatl is better. Sure, makes sense. On the melee phase, why is the Eclipse Atlatl God all of a sudden? Is it... Am I missing something? Like, I'm going to have to go try this for myself, but this does not seem correct. I feel like the Atlatl is going to hit like a 2. Anyway, I'm going to go see what the is wrong with this calc. I think it's bugged as hell. I have 20k to my name. Who's ready? Oh, wait, I'm going to buy a Forgotten Brew. It's 10k. I have 10k to my name. Who's with me? Anyway, I do the step back method at Muspa. So, if anyone was curious why I'm not bringing freezes, that'll be why. I'm going to swap off of this and get out my thralls. All right, I'll let you guys know how good this one goes. I am assuming it's going to be a resounding okay. Okay, as you can see, a near 6-minute long endeavor is not ideal, but I might be able to change some things. 1, I didn't have my Book of the Dead, and 2, that shield phase might have taken like a full 2 minutes. So let me go make some alterations and see what we can do. That's 145k in one drop, by the way. All right, 78k left over from this quick exchange of goods. I downgraded to a super strength because we don't actually need the super attack and the super defense off of the super combat potion. I'm going to leave that money because that was the super restores that I sold. I guess let me go ahead and pick it up so I don't forget that this is part of that. So I have like 40k left over, 140k rather, which is decent. Like Muspa is probably my favorite of the group of like Vorkath, Zora, Muspa. I'm a Muspa guy. So let me go back and let's see how this setup does. I think it'll be slightly better. I am going to go with Barrage to just check comfortability because while step back is viable, it's just kind of annoying and you can get yourself cornered. So I'm going to assume that a lot of people aren't going to do step back, and I just don't really feel like doing step back for however many kills I'm going to spend here. So, yeah, let's see how this goes. Okay, definitely better. A lot of chip damage during the shield phase, but I mean, 358 in this gear, it's not like the worst thing in the world, and you get a little bit of buyback on your food. You get some super restores. You know, it could be worse, right? Like, it could be worse for surezies. Could definitely be worse. I'm not really complaining. I think I could go again for surezies. Just pick me up a summer pie, and I'm going to stand over here and get the fuck ready. Drink that, drink that. Well, he trolled me. And we splashed. I trolled myself. Alright, and now it's comfy. I'll see you at the end of this kill, too. Alright, another one down. 355. So that seems fairly achievable to do the time I was getting last kill. So that's pretty good. I don't mind that. That's like what? If we're doing like 4-minute kills, 4 by 60, we can fit 15 kills an hour. That's not miserable. It's not fantastic by any means, but it's not miserable. And we're just profiting our supplies. So like, whatever, you know, it's kind of nice. I think it's kind of nice. I can't really complain. So I'm gonna chill here for a bit. I'm kind of vibing, dude. I like Muspa. This is what you got to do when you're making money. Just experiment, see what you like, see what's good in the neighborhood, and you don't have to be making the best money at all times. You know what I mean? You can look around, see what's going on in the money making sphere, and see what you like. As long as you like it, you will be making more money there because you're not going to burn out. You're not going to hate doing the thing. Like, you don't have to run Doom every moment of every day of your life because it's the best money in the game. Do whatever you want, man. Do whatever you want. Do whatever's fun. As long as you're making money, it's fine. As long as you're making forward progress, it's fine. Not a big deal whatsoever. Anyway, I'll see you at the end of this kill. I misclicked. It's fine. It's dark as shit in my room. I can't see anything. 419, but we get another rune ore drop, and we still have so many supplies on the ground, dude. Like, it doesn't even matter that we take a little bit longer, in my opinion, because we actually cut down on banking time with all of these supplies on the ground. So, you know, kind of nice, dude. Kind of nice. I'm picking up the rune ore. Gimme. Don't really care about the molten glass, though. So I'm going to Forgotten Brew, restore, and use the last bits of my potions here. And I'll see you guys at the end of this kill, too. We do have to recharge my trident. Hopefully I make it through this kill. Gotta tell you, it's very obvious when I don't get my sapphire procs in shield. Because that shit ends up taking forever. And it's not that enjoyable. But when I do get the procs, it's kind of fine. And I'm flicking Smite. That's the other benefit of going Arceus book, is you get greater corruption. But I didn't want to do it. I just wanted comfortability instead of that. So I'm going to loot everything here. Bunch of death runes. I'm actually going to need that. Bunch of fire runes, too. I'm going to need those. The essence, the summer pie. And I think I could do one more, probably. Surely. Yeah, I have enough. I can do one more. Let's do one more. There's a 352, by the way. So about 4-minute average. Not bad. Made a small oopsie this kill, and by small oopsie, I mean I splashed 5 times trying to freeze his dumbass. And then I tanked something. I forget what I tanked, but I tanked something, so. We'll see if I make another oopsie, and if I do, oopsie. And if I don't, fine. I'm just going to bolt proc 3 times, I'm not going to get chipped out, it's fine. Remember when I said I'm going to bolt proc 3 times? I literally just proc twice, hold on. I just bolt proc 3 times. It's just that easy, dude. I'm just going to bolt proc 3 times and not get chipped out, bro. It's that simple. It's literally that simple. Hold on. Oh my god. 11 HP and we're out of there, dude. Give me all that loot and we are leaving. It was not worth it, but it was funny. Okay, let's go sell this trip and see what we're coming out with. I truly couldn't tell you what it is about this boss that I enjoy so much. I think it's the fact that I get to do these, like, 7-way, 6-way switches and, like, hybrid the boss. And there's always something going on. I'm not just standing there and, like, waiting for my DPS to go. I'm not getting, like, giga chipped out the whole time. But there's spots where I can heal back up if I need to because of the chip. Like, it's just a good fight, bro. The only thing I don't like is shield phase without Arceus book. If I have Arceus book, then shield phase is fine because I can just use greater corruption and it's kind of whatever. I flick smite anyway. But I like this boss. I'm a really big fan. I'm just going to put these fire runes in my pouch, I guess. I might need them for my trident. I don't remember. All right, recharge the trident because it was at like 60 charges or something. So that's 396k to our name, but we came out with another ranging potion, so I'm just going to sell it, and I'm going to sell the ancient brew. I'm going to keep my forgotten brew, but I do need to buy another one. And I'm going to keep one super restore for now and go back to prayer potions because the forgotten brew does lower my strength, so we have to keep that in mind. It lowers our other stats when we use it, so we have to forgotten, restore, and then the other two is the way we have to do this Muspa thing. But outside of that, I mean, the supplies are pretty simple. It's just like 6 prayer pots and some food, 5 prayer pots and some food, maybe. Let's do that, and let's head back. Okay, that kill went really, really poorly, and I just got a hard and an elite clue scroll in one kill. But, like, I'm out of food, so I actually have to reset because that went so bad. How long did that take? 434. That was miserable, it felt like. I made so many blunders, bro. Holy moly. But, I mean, the loot was incredible. Watch this, watch this. One kill, dude. One singular kill. Okay, ready? Are you ready? One singular kill. Plus hard, plus elite. Right? Watch this. 270k. In one kill. I'm telling you guys. Just go try some content. Just go play the game. And you'll make so much money. Find whatever is fun. And you will be totally fine in this game. I'm going to do one more full trip. And then I need to cook some dinner. Because your boy is hungry. I'm going to bank these things. Because these are for stream. By the way, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights, we do stream. Sometimes I miss Thursday if I do need to get my videos out. So bear that in mind. I'm just going to buy like 120 sharks so I stop having to do this, okay? Okay, deal, deal. All right, I just bought like a bunch of sharks. If I have to rebuy them, it is what it is. But like, can we agree that like I'm good on supplies at this point? I'm good on supplies. Okay, I'm going to head back. I'm going to tell you how we do if anything cool happens as per usual. You guys forgot to remind me that I need runes. I need water runes to cast Barrage. You guys didn't tell me that. Now I have to do step backs. You know how annoying this is? To have to do step backs. Do you know how annoying this is? You know how easy this is for me? I fucked it up. I heard the jingle and I got excited, but it's just a frozen cache. Teak planks. I guess I'll take the prayer pots. I need to go buy runes, so I kind of just have to leave, which is a little annoying, but frozen cache. 408 chaos runes. Cool. All right, we're just going to buy a stack of runes, bro. Like stacks of runes, so that doesn't happen again. Because that was kind of lame. Buy your supplies. You are a rich man. Buy your supplies. You will be able to earn them back. It is okay. You don't have to buy them so incrementally like I keep doing for whatever reason. Oh, yeah, I can sell this ancient brew, dude. I'm rich. Look at this. Boom! Wait, those are 7k a piece? What the hell? All right, 339k. I have my sharks. I need to remember I have my sharks. I'm just going to withdraw some sharks, and we're going to get popping, dude. We're going to get popping, dude. Smell you freaks later. Ooh! Okay. Muspa was 3 mil for 25 kills. Not the worst thing in the world, and if I were to quadruple that, you could assume that I would get a Venator Shard. But I'm out of charges on a lot of things. I'm out of bolts. And I believe I can buy an Amulet of Fury, which would be good at Muspa, but I also think there's a better setup for Muspa, but it would make us sell the Burning Claws and the Light Bearer to purchase it, and I don't really want to do that. So I'm going to change up the plan here, and first and foremost, I need to get rid of a bunch of the stuff in my inventory and then get a farm run in. All right, big farm run really quick. 68 herbs. We do have to drop the price a little bit because Avanto is a little bit inflated. Probably my fault. I'm just kidding. We are going to then exchange all of these for... Or wait. Do it this way. XD. Okay. Then we want to go ahead and buy that Fury. This is a huge upgrade for anything with the Eclipse set. This is a huge upgrade just in general to have. It's a fantastic upgrade. Torture, in my opinion, you can actually skip. Because all an Amulet of Torture is, if you look at it in the actual gear tab when you pull it up, a Torture is an Amulet of Strength with accuracy. If you don't need accuracy, like on a Slayer task, or sometimes even in TOA, you don't need accuracy that much. The monsters are fairly squishy, but mostly on Slayer tasks, you can just run an Amulet of Strength and you will get the same effect as you would with an Amulet of Torture. So I would recommend camping on a Blood Fury and an Amulet of Strength, and then just getting a Rancor when you can get a Rancor. Torture is a really, really, really minor upgrade, if an upgrade at all in some cases. So don't burn your money on a Torture. There's no reason for you to have it. I would just go ahead and put your money somewhere else. Making some final purchases for the final challenge I want to do for this video. We didn't necessarily make that much monetary progress, but we did make some progress in the things that we are able to fight, basically, and what we're able to do. 26.5 mil at the end of this episode. I don't know what the total is. I think we doubled. Our money this episode. The finale I want to do for this episode is get a 300 TOA completion, which I think we're going to be able to do right now, considering our gear is kind of gas. Slight adjustment. I didn't have our occult, so 27.3 mil. We're doing pretty good, almost 30 mil, and hopefully this raid we get a purple. It's free. Okay, I think I've bought much more than I need for this, but better safe than sorry, you know? Like, I had the extra money and there was nothing I could really buy. Say hello to Bone Dagger again. We're going to be using him. And other than that, I think the only thing that's going to be changing in this run is the fact that we have the Occult Necklace and the Mage Arena Cape now. So it should be completely fine. I mean, I'm not worried at all. It just might take a little bit. So I'm going to maybe turn off the timer. The only thing I'm worried about is the time, since we are in a bit of a budget setup, especially with this thingy on Wardens. Not having a Swamp Trident is actually a big deal. So if you can get a Swamp Trident, it is pretty huge. But I think the next upgrade for me is going to be Aranea Boots, and then the Swamp Trident, and then we'll worry about a couple pieces of magic gear. And then, I mean, we'll pretty much just have a baseline covered for any single boss that we want to do in the game. We do need to get a slash weapon covered, but those are fairly easy to come by and, like, not a big deal. Especially if we get a Synapse. Once we get a Synapse, I think we can do anything we want in the game. So that's going to be like the big goal, and we'll probably do a Synapse rebuild in the next episode if I can get to one. I'm really close. All right, very scattered recording for me this week. However, 300 raid time. Let's go in. Hopefully I don't die. We have a 40-minute timer. I will work as fast as I possibly can. I should be a-okay as long as I don't play like an idiot. We'll talk to you at the end. And if you're curious about the invocations, it's basically like everything except for Insanity. It's like a super chiller 300, so I don't have to use my brain. Got my fire cape, you didn't tell me. Guys, I put my damn dragon pickaxe in the bank. Okay, 3657. Servers feel really laggy right now. I don't know why, but I was inputting movements and they just were not going, so didn't love that. No purple, 4.2% chance, 36 minutes and 57 seconds. Obviously not that fast, but I'll go to the board for you guys just so you could see. Granted, I am maxed, yes, but it took us quite a while to do Kefri, and Wardens took a long time. I'm trying to remember. I think Obelisk took a while, and P2 took a while because our magic DPS is a little bit low. So I think what I would do before I came back is grab probably Eye of Ayak, or at least Swamp Trident, because Trident of the Seas doesn't quite get there. I think I'm liking the Eye of Ayak purchase. This is a little bit expensive, but of course, Swamp Trident will get you there for the most part. And you could also do like Zulrah, Whisper, things like that if you wanted to switch it up. But we did the 300. We got the completion. The loot wasn't phenomenal. What is that? Oh, 519k. What are these? Torstals. Really? Why are oh no, it's just the Dragonstones, I guess. But yeah, 520k. We'll take that straight to the bank. And let me go do a final price check for you guys and a farm run. About 500k from the raid. And let me grab this plat and then let me turn it into that. And then we'll do our farm run and we'll give the pretty much final price check here. For episode 3, that is. Quick note for the Civitas patch. Do the bird over to the Hunters Guild and just run north. Super close. And those of you with a discerning eye will know that my timer, my login timer, is a little bit weird. If you look at the time that it took me to complete the raid versus when I went in, I may have died twice because I was being stubborn and I was rushing. So don't do either of those two things. I'm just a little bit late on this video and I was in Akka at like 20 HP, just bum rushing tornado phase, and I got hit by a tornado, okay? Don't at me, it's fine, all right? It happens. So what do? You jump back in there and you go do it anyway, okay? That's just full transparency. Yes, I died, so my timer's a little bit off. I brought in an extra 183k, so let me get the current value for you guys. All right, so we're still sitting at 30 mil, which was the last check, but I'm sure items have fluctuated because it's been like a full day since I was able to record a clip. But that is where we're going to wrap up episode 3. We completed the 300 TOA in about 38 minutes, was it? Something like that? 37, 38, something like that. I don't remember. 37 minutes. Coolio. So next episode, we're going to focus on getting Aranea boots and getting a little bit more variety in our moneymakers. And obviously, if you have Slayer bosses, you can do Slayer bosses. Araxor, Hydra, sure, go for it. Necreals, obviously. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm just going to show you more things that we can do. And you can find more things that you like to do. Remember, always do the thing that you like, not necessarily the thing that's best in the game. But I will be rushing that Tormented Synapse. We're going to get Aranea boots, Tormented Synapse. And then I'm going to show you how we really start gaming. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you in the next one.